Well, as pre-season friendlies go, that one felt like a league game.
Yeah.
I don't know what you felt.
No, listen, I agree with you a little bit like the other night, like I come on here and said, and but it was, and that's why it was another great fixture for us, because it felt like a proper game. It's exactly what we're going to come up against quite often this season. Credit to them, credit to Kings Lynn. They come here and they had a plan. Obviously, what they did, and a bit of a mid-block, and we have to find answers, and we had to keep going. And I thought second half more so, we asked more questions, we had more openings, should have scored a minimum of one, maybe two before their goal. At the same time, if we switch off the other end, which is what you said to me there, we have to stay alive, have to stay alert for 90, 95 minutes, because at some stage you can go bang after having so much possession and so many openings. Ball comes in your box once and you can see the goal. But look, it was a sloppy goal from our part. Charlie does all the hard work, which he knows, and at that stage maybe release a bit of pressure. We've got to go bigger with it, but it's what pre-season's all about, and it was another great test for us. It had a bit of everything in the game, and I just said to them then, it's another game that coming towards the end, obviously it was looking like we're not going to be our day to get the goal, but we found the answer. We got the goal, we didn't lose the game. That's secondary result at the moment, but I thought it was another positive day in terms of the boys that I needed 90 minutes out of. Everyone's come through it, everyone put in a proper shift, and I left them on there. Obviously I didn't want to make changes today to try and go and win the game. It was more about getting the minutes into the boys, like the boys had the other night, and all in all it was a pleasing day. I thought first half more so, we just needed a little bit more about us, more tempo. It was difficult to play through at times, so that's when we need to be braver. We need to step more, we need to find openings, we need to be braver and wider with how we're going to play if they're going to be narrow. And I thought second half we did that more with our centre halves, and it was a good game.
I looked at the team sheet before the game, and I think 7 of your starters weren't here last season, and so there's still a certain amount of people bedding in, isn't there? We're still early in the process.
Yeah, and look, at this stage it's all about getting boys minutes, and we've had a few weeks together, and it's been a really good few weeks. Obviously I know fans and people are now seeing us in the flesh in terms of the games, and there's been some really positive moments, and on the whole really good stuff in the games. But we're working day in, day out on the training ground, because that's where we get our core groundwork in, and that's where we get what we're going to be about and how we're going to be together. And it was another team that I've mixed up over the Tuesday, Saturday games. I just mixed the teams up again just to get the minutes in, and changing formations and looking at different stuff. But you can see stuff coming together. I said this the other night, they're on the same page. They want to learn, they are learning. They had to answer more questions again today, because it was a different type of outfit that we've come up against, and a different style and a different team in terms of their out of possession and how we were going to break them down. And there was stuff we probably needed to work on, and needed to say at half time about sort of trying to create more and try and penetrate more, and I think we did that. And as I said, I'll repeat myself again, we will come up against a lot of that this season, especially at home, and we'll have to find answers, and with those answers that comes from us, that comes from the players. And I'm pleased, obviously, they've gone right the way till the end again. And as I say, it was a very good workout again, and exactly what we needed.
Did you ever get concerned during the game about some of the physical aspects of it? That some of the challenges that were coming in were pretty tasty for a pre-season friendly? Yeah,
look, pre-season or not, league games, you don't want to see stupid tackles, and you don't want to see needless stuff. And look, it could leave us in good stead. Fortunately, everyone's come through fine. I think there's 1 or 2 little niggles, but again, we're going to have to deal with that in the season. So at this stage, 2 weeks from now, we'd have just had our first league game, and you need moments, you need contacts and whatever. I'm not asking that we want stupid tackles going in from either side, but there were a few. But look, it's football, it's part and parcel of the game, and the boys have to wear that and have to recover and look after themselves, which I asked them to be, and they were a team again. And as I say, it's part and parcel, and nothing got too stupid, but at the same time we'll have to deal with a lot of that as well.
But what was good about it, however strong the challenges may have been, the players didn't get drawn into anything, did they? They just got up, dusted themselves off and got on with it.
Well, I've got leaders, and obviously there was a group today that weren't even involved, where I've got a hell of a lot of leaders in that, and I had a hell of a lot of leaders on the pitch as well today. So, and that's part and parcel of it, that we have to handle that, the rulings now, and the way only the captain can talk. And Kwesi, who obviously wore the armband today, he's a proper leader, proper experience, and that comes obviously from the side, but also him on the pitch and then the team, and that shows discipline. Discipline's a big part of being a professional footballer and being successful, and obviously it shows characters as well. So as I keep saying, there's so many positives to come out of it, and result aside, I keep saying it, but it was another one that we've not lost, and it's another positive result, if you like. It could have been different on another day, but either way, we've created some nice openings, nice chances, and we should have hit the back of the net at least once or twice more. But they might say the same with 1 or 2 openings they had as well. But listen, it was a really good game for us. Really good game. They're the same level, obviously, but in the north. And they're a physical side. They're young, they're athletic, they're energetic. And obviously James sets his teams up really well and has got a nice way of playing. And we had to get the press right, and we did it well at times. And then at other times we were just a little bit not quite right. But again, that's happening. That's what we'll look back on. That's what we'll learn from. And that's what we'll build to keep improving.
That's it now at Stonebridge Road, done and dusted for pre-season. You've now got 2 away games. You're going to St Albans on Wednesday and up the road to Dartford, which the fans are looking forward to, I know, for next Saturday. And then your first league game is away at Dagenham. So you're not back here until your second league game. So it's going to be an odd period for you, isn't it, in terms of the next couple of games?
Yeah, well, look, it's 3 weeks, as you say, because 2 weeks till the first game and then 3 weeks till we're back here. But it gives a chance the pitch to have a breather. The groundsman, the club, Damien, everyone associated, all the staff have done incredible with some of the weather that we've had over the last week after the severe hot weather that we had. And that's a credit to them, and the pitch is playing well, but it now have time to recover, so that's a positive. But look, we have to play home and away when it comes to the season, and we've got a nice week ahead. You know, we've got the midweek Wednesday, which is a little bit different, but then we've got, as you say, another decent game next Saturday at Dartford, which I'm sure will be like a proper league game as well. And then all of a sudden we've got the first week going into the start of the season, which is obviously a big start at Dagenham, and it's one that we're really excited for. I'm sure the fans are. And pre-season serves what it serves. There's parts of it I like and there's parts of it that I don't. But at the moment, things are really on track in terms of how it's going for us, in terms of where the boys are at their fitness levels, which is the main thing, in terms of injuries, in terms of how things are rolling, if you like. And I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased, but we've got a big week now. We recover tomorrow, and we've got a big week next week for the 2 games. And then come next Saturday evening, if you like, we should be in a real nice shape to work into that week, that final week, or the first week, however you want to look at it, going into what is going to be the first of many, many big games.
Well done today. Good point. Not a point,
well,
but a good goal. That if it was like a league game, it felt like a league result almost.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But on to next week.
Yep, bring it on.
Thanks, Josh. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.